Okay, so we are live, so let's start.
Sure.
Okay, I will also close my camera. There's no need. Okay, so there are three suttas which are talking about Sekkha uh, in the Anguttara Nikaya. Okay, so I will go through each of these sutta. This comes under the second 50 of them. So there are three suttas, and also we will go through what is the thing that has to be learned, and then we will go through how to stop thinking. So we will do all of that. So the first one is Anguttara Nikaya 8 3.86. Okay, so we will go through the meaning of Adisila Sikha, Adichitta Sikha, Adipanya Sikha, which is higher ethics and higher mind and higher wisdom, and what it really means. So we will first go through that, and that is going to help us. So what is the higher ethics is that the person, uh, he can be a sotapanna or a saktagami or anagami, these three people. They don't want to break the ethics, and they are having a good restraint in the code of conduct and conducting themselves well and seeking alms in suitable places. There are suttas which talks about where they should be taking the alms and where they should not. So now this is applicable even to the lay followers. So then what happens here is that we know where to go, we know where we should not be going, we know where we are supposed to stay and where we should not be staying. So that much knowledge we have, and we have taken the five precepts. Okay, so that if I am not breaking any one of those five precepts, and the lesser ones, meaning if there is vinaya, the discipline, in that I'm having certain lesser kind of discipline, and I'm breaking them, then it doesn't, then we can, or we are said to be adhering to the ethics. So, and the higher mind, when we say adichitta sila, adichitta is that we are able to go into the four jhanas, the first and the second and the third and the fourth. And the higher wisdom is adipanya, is knowing the four noble truths, experiencing it completely. So in the Sekkha, when we call a trainer, the training is on attaining Adisila Sikha, Adichitta Sikha, and Adipanya Sikha. This is what it would mean. Now we go into the Sekkha. Okay, so the first one, the first kind, has fulfilled their ethics but does not have much experience on samadhi. So his or her samadhi is not fully established, and also wisdom, panya. That means out of the four jhanas, he or she is able to enter into one first jhana or in the second jhana, but not able to completely comprehend the third and the fourth jhana. So, what happens to such kind of an individual? So, they break some lesser and minor training rules, but they are able to restore them because they are not incapable of restoring it back. So what happens then is that the three lower fetters are broken. So first one that is going to go is the visikicha. So the person knows that if he follows the Buddha Dhamma by the dot, and he knows the Buddha Dhamma and the Sangha, he is aware of the fact that it is going to help him towards complete liberation. And that is what he is able to notice or see. Okay, so then he gets into the Sila Vitta Paramasa, that is uh, where adherence to the practices in terms of rituals, that will go. And the third one is the Sakkaya Ditthi. So automatically he comes to know the difference between uh, the five aggregates. So it establishes in that person. So basically, if the ethics are good, even though the samadhi and the panya are not that much progressed, still he can get into the sotapanna stage. Okay. In the same way, there is a bhikkhu who has fulfilled their ethics, again has limited in samadhi and panya, but is able to see the reality, yathabhuta jnana, in terms of attraction and repulsion. So he loses or weakens the dvesha to begin with. So he doesn't get frustrated, agitated to the extent which he was feeling earlier. And then the kamachanda, the interest towards enjoying the senses, also reduces. So anyway, the three fetters or the samyojana are gone, and is weakened the greed, hate, and delusion. So and becomes an once returner. So they come back to this world only once and then make an end to the suffering. Whereas the first one will take 7 lives. So when we go to the Dutiya Sekkha Sutta, there we are going to see that that person transmigrates or takes new life up to 7 rebirth. Whereas in this case, a person who is once written as Sakadagami is going to take only one more birth. before he extinguishes. Now let's stop for a moment and see what it really means. So he starts with understanding the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, and with qualification of understanding the Buddha's Dhamma Sangha, he is able to establish faith in the Buddha, Dhamma Sangha. So the doubt is gone. So the first uh, test we need to see whether we are Sotapanna or not is to verify whether at any point in time we are having any doubt on the Buddha or the Dhamma and the Sangha. No matter whatever sutta we read and in whatever interpretations that are there in English or in any language, it should not cause any kind of confusions. We should be able to penetrate into whatever is written there, and we should be able to experience. Now, what is to be experienced? Whatever is there in the sutta, I should be able to experience. Let's say I am reading Phena Pindupama Sutta, where Buddha talks about all the 5 aggregates, on how to see those 5 aggregates. Now, irrespective of the language, irrespective of the translation, when I watch the breath for some time, I do samatha. Let's say I do samatha for half an hour and the mind cools down. Then I take vipassana of Phena Pindupama Sutta. And as I start observing what is form, what is feeling, what is perception, what is this preparation or choices, and what is consciousness. If I am able to penetrate into it, then it definitely means that I have faith and confidence in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. So the test here is that I need to take the smallest of the sutta or whatever I like and do a vipassana of that sutta after establishing samatha. For establishing samatha, I just have to watch the breath. No matter whatever has been written in various websites, various forums, what should be done, what should not be done, etc., etc., whether I am follower of a Sri Lankan tradition or a Burmese tradition or Indian tradition or whatever tradition that can be Thai or whatever, wherever I am trying to do, it doesn't cause a confusion in the mind. If that is true, then my samadhi will be developed, and because of that, the panya, wisdom, will start to shine. But I have kept the precepts without breaking. The 5 precepts or the 8 precepts, depending upon whatever I have taken. So this is the only thing I need to check, whether my sila, adi sila, is intact. Then the adichitta and adipanya is going to be good. So adisila, Sekkha, learning that and learning the samadhi and learning the panya. So even though I'm breaking minor rules, which is Vinaya, even as a lay follower, it's not going to affect much. So this is what happens for a Sotapanna and a Sakadagami. That the foundation is on the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Faith in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, followed by Sila. So now comes to the second one. Second one, in terms of this person doesn't have Kama, Chanda and Vyapada, because they have seen through what it is. That means the 5 lower fetters, the Samyojana, has been broken. So his Sila is intact, the Samadhi is intact. Through Vipassana knowledge, he has penetrated into the 5 aggregates completely, which he had done. So the Sakkha Ditti is not there, but then along with Sakkha Ditti, this person is able to see that there is no interest for him to go behind the sights and the sound and the taste, touch, smell and thoughts, and hence there is no expectation. When there is no expectation, then there is no frustration or anger or agitation in any of the 5 senses. So his sensuality in terms of enjoying is completely cut off. So his ethics and samadhi, sila and samadhi is completely established, but the panya is not completely established. So now that person will not get a womb entry. So he is certain to be born in a different realm. Not the same realm. Why? Because he cannot be reborn using a womb. So he becomes an anagami. Agami is returner, anagami is a non-returner. So a Sotapanna is a one-seeder and they go from family to family. So they will go from 2 or 3 families and then make an end to the suffering. Whereas a Sakadagami is a Ekabija. And the Anagami does not come back. So they can go upstream into Akantita realm, or they can, with extra effort, they get extinguished, get into Parinibbana in that place, or they might not require any extra effort, or they might get extinguished upon landing, or they might get extinguished between one life and the next. After this comes the Arhat. They have fulfilled all the three, the Sila, Samadhi, Panya. All the three are completely got. That means they don't have avidya or avijja. Then they don't have ruparaga, aruparaga. That is of the four material jhanas and the four immaterial jhana or non-material jhanas or the arupa jhanas. Then there is no mana, there is no udacha. Udacha is restlessness, mana is vanity. The feeling of I have become anagami. And in Arhat, that I am doesn't exist. And hence is fully extinguished. So he says, if you are partially doing it, you get partial result. If you are doing fully, you get full result. So like that, there are three of them, that the training, okay. So this is what it is regarding the Sekkha. And in the Mula Pariyaya Sutta, that is Majjhima Nikaya 1, wherein he talks about 24 things, 24 Dhamma, wherein the person has an thinking, or he manyana means considering or taking to be. That this exists in this way. So there are 24 of these things. He thinks about Patavi and Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Bhuta, Deva, Pajapati, Brahma, Abhasara, Subhankhina, Vehaphala, Abhibhu, Akasanchayatanam, Vinyananchayatanam, Akinchannayatanam, Nevasanyanasanyayatanam, Dhitham, Sutam, Mutam, Vinyatam, Ekattam, Nanattam, Sabbam, Nibbanam. So these are the 24 Dhamma which a person takes it to be true, including the Sekkha, the learner. So this is the starting point of the Buddha Dhamma, that first and foremost, the person should stop considering that Pathavi is mine, Apo is mine, Tejo is mine, Vayu is mine. Like that, Nibbana is also mine. I have attained Nibbana. So that is again a wrong view. And that creates rebirth. So Anagami generally would have this deep within his heart that he or she has attained Nibbana, which again creates rebirth. So that's called Manyana, considering or taking it to be, or thinking it to be, or imagining it to be, whatever words in English that can be put to define it. So the Sekkha, that is Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, they will be having these kind of attitude. So out of 4 people, one is the Puggala, one who has no idea on the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. And then the Sekkha who knows. He is a Sekkha. He knows. But it's in various stages of completion. So it includes all of them. Sotapanna, Saktagami, Anagami. And then the third one is Arhat. And the fourth one is Samma Sambuddha. There's no much difference between Arhat and the Samma Sambuddha, except that an Arhat requires a teacher and a Samma Sambuddha doesn't require any teacher. Other than that, everything else indicated is the same. It's a very nice sutta for one to realize. So this is what is about the training. Any questions from anyone?
Uh, I was that Sekkha part. I was looking at few days back,
Mm-hmm.
and that Pela is repeated so many suttas about Sekkha.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, some it is a whole sequence, right? From Sekkha
Arhat.
till jhana. That's whole step.
Correct.
First Sekkha, then um, five hindrance, and then sampajan and all that thing. So, in many of the sutta in the beginning, they write by rakhati kaya, rakhati chittam, rakhati vachi, and rakhati this one, five sense door. So, what is the difference?
See, the thing is like this. So, first is the sila, and when you come to samadhi, you need to guard the sense doors.
Huh.
Without guarding the sense door, it is not going to work. So, we need to guard the sense door. Okay. So, now that is, if you take a Sekkha Sutta of M.N. Majjhima Nikaya, 53,
Yeah.
it talks about how it should be done.
Yeah.
Right. So, now what happens here is that one, he keeps the ethics. Second, immediately, just like in the Samannapala Sutta, he has to start looking at the sense door. So he has to close the eyes and the ears and nose and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the thing. And then the third one he needs to do is to eat in moderation. Moderation
Yeah.
in the sense that not about eating once, it is about giving the food to the body with complete knowledge that why are you giving the food. So it talks about neva davaya na madaya na mandanaya na vibhushanaya yavadeva imasakaya satithi yapanaya vihimsu paritaya brahmacharya anuggaya iti puranancha vedanam patihankami navancha vedanam na uppadesami yatra cha me bhavisati anavajjata cha phasu viharo cha iti. What it means is that when a food is given to me, I have to reflect upon. This is Pachavekana, part of Pachavekana, that is reflection. So I need to do the reflection that this food is not for fun or for indulgence or for adornment or decoration and all that. And I eat. So now the question comes, how many times can I eat? It's not the question of how many times. Yes, if I am hungry, I need to give the food. Give the food in such a way that the pain of hunger is cured. That's all. Not about questioning whether it's one time or only at 11 a.m. and then we don't want to give food. That is all painful activities.
Mm.
You're feeling hungry and you're feeling thirsty, drink water and eat moderate food just to
Mm.
finish off that hunger. Another way of looking at it is that the Putta Mamsa Sutta, where he says that like you have only one child and you kill the child and you're eating it
Mm.
because you don't have any other choice.
Mm.
Another way of looking at it is that you are gone to the toilet and then you can't stop it, right? You are feeling like relieving yourself, either urination or feces, so you have to do that.
Mm.
So we have to consider like that when we are eating the food. Then the same thing in wakefulness, that is, we walk and we sit and we do all kind of meditation in all the postures, including while sleeping. This is the most difficult part. It can be attained only after Sakadagami stage and Anagami stage. So it is easy at Anagami stage. But this is one thing that needs to be done before he becomes an Arhat.
Mm.
And then there are 7 good qualities that needs to be developed. That is, he knows the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha, and they know what should be done and what should not be done through the body and speech and mind. And then they have Uttappa, that is becoming prudent,
Mm.
meaning becoming aware of what should be said and how it should be said, what should be done, what should not be done. And they have Hiri. Hiri means conscience. So they are
Mm.
having a very good conscience. And then they know the Sutta. Sutta is in terms of recitation, Sutta in terms of understanding. Okay,
Mm.
so they can understand the Sutta and they can narrate it like a Sutta. Recitation, remembering it and learning it and all that. And they have a lot of energy to remove the dasa akusala and incorporate kusala. And they are mindful and they are wise. So the panya keeps on developing. And he gets into 4 absorptions, that is first jhana, second and third and fourth, because of that. So when a noble disciple is done like this, he can reach the Arhat Phala Samapatti easily from one to another. So through this approach also the person gets into Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami as a Sekkha. These 3 are Sekkha and gets into Arhat Phala Samapatti. So these are the 2 approaches, which is ultimately it is Adisila Sekkha, Sikkha and Adi Chitta Sikkha and Adipanya Sikkha. That's what we need to develop.
Mm.
So your question is why it is like that? Yes, it's always Sila Samadhi Panya. For Samadhi to happen, you need to close the sense doors. Otherwise, the Samadhi doesn't happen.
Mm.
Just
And the closing sense door, the sentence is very beautiful. No nimitta gahi, no nimitta some.
yeah, the
Not grasping the detail and not grasping the symbol.
see, there is a good question or good observation. So let us look at this way. What is nimitta? Is sign or a symbol. Okay, nimitta gahi is that one who takes that nimitta and stores it. He keeps it. So all of us have kept it. So when I see Naveen and I say it is Naveen, and when I see you, I'll say you're Sachin. So that is the nimitta. And Nanu Vyanjana is Nana Vyanjana. Nana means different kinds. Vyanjana is description. So when we make a symbol, we also define what the person is. He's short, or he's tall, or he's fair, or he is dark, or he is fat, or he's lean, he's fair, or he's like that, and then he is intelligent, or he's dumb, and like that. So we make this Nanu Byanjana. And also titling, like calling it as sir, or calling it as something like a friend or something like that. So this is all the descriptions is all about. So this will cause the Kamachanda and Vyapada to produce. So especially if I want to reach Anagami stage, I should drop this creating the symbol and defining that, which is what is Nama and Rupa is all about. Yeah, Sachin, you wanted to say something?
No, no, no.
Okay.
I didn't say this. Sorry.
Okay.
I was mute.
Okay. So now if this slowly this will start to ease out. So at a Sotapanna level, he understands the Nama and Rupa. At the Sakadagami level, he is able to let go of much of Nama and Rupa, and hence Kamachanda and Vyapada will reduce. And at the Anagami level, he has penetrated into Nama and Rupa. So in that way, there is no Kamachanda and Vyapada. At Arhat, there is no Nama and Rupa at all. So there is no symbolization and there is no description of that. So what is Nama? Nama consists of Phassa, Vedana, Sanya, Chetana, Manasikara, and the Rupa consists of the four dhatus or the qualities along with the four Upadaya Rupa of Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja. So this is what the Rupa is. So now for the Rupa side of it, I need to define through the Nama. So it has this Rupa has a striking ability, that is Patigha, and the Nama has the Adivachana. Adivachana Samphassa, Patigha Samphassa. So then when this contact happens, then you symbolize and there is a description of it. So that creates a reality. So the consciousness, when we say 6 types of consciousness, these 6 types of consciousness has these Vyanjana definition along with symbol. What is seen through eyes and ears and nose and tongue and all that.
Okay.
So that's all what we have. So with relation to the other sutta, that is Vitakka Santhana Sutta, that is how to stop thinking. So there are 5 ways of doing it also. So this, if we follow these 5 ways, so then that would help in establishing until Arhat. So what he says is that the first way is to look at unskillful thoughts connected with desire, hate, and delusion. Now what he needs to do is he needs to bring in another subject immediately at that point in time. Once he brings in that, and then those thoughts will slowly die out. So let's say while I am doing this discourse, a sensual thought has come, associated with a touch, or associated with sight, or associated with sound, like that. Now I need to concentrate on this discourse. So I need to read the sutta in depth, and then after some time, this thoughts will drop off. Now they have not gone. And if they have not gone, then let's say I have a idea of sexuality as an example. So there are sexual thoughts which are coming, and my mind is filled with some nude photographs of the past, or how I had indulged in those kind of sensuality act some point in time, and they are coming. Or there are some fights and disturbances which have happened within the family or outside the family, with friends, or relating to politics, or relating to the country, relating to something. Or I feel that we need to protect this, or we need to protect that, it should be like this, and I need to be like this, I need to be like that. All of that is coming. Then in that case, I need to look at the drawbacks. If I were to die at that moment, then 100% I'll be drawn into this kind of thinking, even though born as a human. So I'm going to continue whatever is happening at that point in time. So then the fear sets in, and then it settles. And then my samadhi will not be broken. I need to do this vipassana when this happens. And they are not going. If they are not going, then I need to just watch the out breath and keep on looking at it, because I need to ignore and forget all about it. Okay, so I cannot do anything other. We have done everything about that negativity, what can happen, the rebirth, etc., but it's not gone. So better to watch something else. So now I am watching my out breath. After some time, it will pass away. Then that also is not helping. Then I need to look at how these thoughts are getting formed. What is the root of these thoughts? So if I start investigating on those thoughts, slowly they die down. Even if that doesn't work, then I need to do what he's saying here. With the teeth clenched and the tongue pressed against the roof of the mouth, they should squeeze, squash, and torture the chitta with the chitta. What it means here is that if I were to clench the teeth, what happens is it becomes gross. Now I tried my best to mentally pacify, but now that is not happening. So what I need to do is I need to take my tongue and go into the palate of that and touch the roof of the tongue, or the top of that mouth. Then immediately there is withhold of the thought.
Uh, it can be any other kriya also, right? For example, breathing fast or
No, that doesn't help, because the breathing is on the fourth one.
fourth.
In the fourth one, third one, we are using something else to forget all about it. So the best,
Oh, that is okay. Okay.
because that best thing is the breath. So you can count the breath, or you can breathe faster, you can do whatever, you can take a
Oh,
deep breath.
you mean to say that way we will distract the mind? Okay.
Yes. And in the fourth one, go to the root cause of these thoughts, and the fifth one is to do physical.
So in
Because
physical, this is the only method, or there can be many methods.
this is the easiest method, because once you press on the tongue, it will stop.
Is it?
Yes,
Okay.
it's a very effective method. In fact, Nikhil had asked, and he had messaged that why we should do it. I think if he had attended this, he would have understood why this is a must. If all the four fail.
And one more thing, you are describing it little different. You are saying touch the top of the roof, but when we read the sutta, they say clench the teeth. It's like the monkey is clenching.
No. With the teeth clenched, that is, you have to hold the teeth together.
Hmm.
Then you take it's a Khichari mudra, actually, if you
Khechri,
go
okay.
by the,
Khechri.
yeah.
Hmm.
So what you can do is you can clench the teeth,
Hmm.
then it becomes locked.
Hmm.
Then take the tongue
Hmm.
and touch the roof of that mouth.
Oh, I was only clenching the teeth.
No, it is there, no? With the
Hmm.
teeth clenched and tongue pressed against the roof of the mouth, they should squeeze, squash, and torture mind with the
Okay.
mind.
So it is written in Pali. You understand that this in Pali?
Yes, it is also there. Tena bhikkave bhikkhuna dante bidhantam madhaya jivhaya. Jivhaya means tongue.
Oh. Hmm.
Talum ahacha chetasa chittam abhini ganthab ganhitabam abhinipiletabam abhisantapetabam.
Hmm.
That means you first clench the teeth,
Hmm.
then it locks.
Hmm.
Once you lock all the 32 teeth, take your tongue, touch, spread it out as though you're touching the end of your tongue,
Hmm.
which is on top of your mouth.
Hmm.
It will immediately stop the thoughts.
Hmm.
Got it?
Yes.
So let's say these sensual thoughts are coming right now for me. Example,
Hmm.
I tried my best. It is making me to indulge. Let's say there is a smell of bhelpuri coming. Okay, so now I love bhelpuri. Now this thought is coming, so I've already taken the nimitta symbol. So
Hmm.
my samadhi is broken because I have not been able to block the indriya, right?
Hmm.
So the smell is coming and it is able to recognize that this is bhelpuri. So suddenly the stomach will start to rumble. Even though I have had my dinner, the smell of the bhelpuri is so catching. Now I want to go and eat. I had my dinner, honestly, but still the smell is enticing. Now if I want to sit in meditation, no first jhana, second jhana, nothing is happening. Now what I need to do is clench the teeth, press the
Hmm.
top of the tongue, top of the roof of the mouth. It will stop.
Hmm. Okay.
It
This is
will
in case of emergency.
not emergency if the four things doesn't work.
Okay. Okay. That way.
So first
You
what I should
are.
do is that first I should come to the first one.
Hmm.
I have to come to the first one and see whether I can forget all about it.
Hmm.
Focus on some other foundation of meditation connected with the skillful. So I will start iti piso bhagava arahan samma sambuddho vidya charana sampanno like that. Okay, so if the smell goes away or that thought of eating bhelpuri goes away, then done. Okay, if not, then I have to do the second one. The risk of dying and being born in a sensual realm again. I had to go to school, I had to go to college, I had to do all of that, get married and blah blah, family, losing father and mother, losing the wife or the son or daughter, and all of that, becoming old and dying, and all of that I need to undergo. So I need to do that. If that doesn't work out, then breath. If that doesn't work out, then you do the fourth one. Then you do the fifth one. Okay. So I should stop the formation of the thought. So he has given an example. It says that supposing there were a person walking quickly, why am I walking so quickly? So I'll slow down. So they'll slow down. Why am I walking slowly? So let me stand still. So it is the body is coming to a halt. So then I not only stand still, but now I can sit down. And not only I can sit down, I can lie down. So that I have come into the subtler and subtler postures. So thoughts are running wild. Now I will question, why are these thoughts running wild? Then it slows down like that. Or the fifth one. These are the 5 ways. And he says that is what he does. Now take the bhikkhu who focuses on some foundation of meditation that give rise to bad and skillful thoughts connected with desire, hate and delusion. They focus on some other foundation of meditation connected with skillful, like iti piso bhagava or something I take up. Then the drawbacks, then ignoring, then stopping the formation of thought. Or I will take in a physical. So then I can master the way of thought.
Okay. So, when we, let's say, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 5, I did one of the steps, step 1. Then actually, if I say whether the thought is gone or not, itself is calling the thought, right? So I generally do is I do one of the step for few seconds, and then I just come back to whatever my normal state. And if it thought comes again, second time, third time, then only I make the decision to continue step 1, step 2, like that. This is my method.
That's correct. That is a correct one. So how will you come to know that those thoughts have come, gone or not? Then you know that after a while, just like, there is somebody had put a music, right? Some song. After a while, after that music stops, your mind will start singing that song.
Yeah.
After you change the thoughts, you basically have many other thoughts, this will drop off. After some time, you can't remember this song itself.
Yeah, that is the ultimate point. Yeah.
Yes. So in the same way, you will come to see that these thoughts have disappeared.
Yeah. And let's say in the Goenka's retreat, what Goenka used to say, like that is almost kind of step 3, right? See, whenever your mind is hesitated, what he says is come back to Anapana. Then if you can't, even if Anapana is not helping you, come back to fast breathing, like that. So this is also almost closer to this sutta. I think our third step kind of thing.
Yes,
right?
yes. It is kind of that. So now he doesn't talk anywhere in this sutta about the breath. But what I have found it to be most effective is when you watch the breath. the third one.
Yeah. That is true.
It immediately calms down. If you watch
And
the
and we can also add our own methods, whatever is working.
yes, you can do that, because if you see the third one, he doesn't say anything.
Uh,
He says, try to ignore and forget about those thoughts. So how do you ignore?
okay.
You have to do
Diverting.
something. So
Yeah.
whatever is working for you, you can bring it. If Goenka technique is working for you, you can bring it there.
Okay.
Whatever you have learned in that technique, and if it is working for you, you can bring it in. There's no harm.
Yeah. And whatever I have found myself.
Yes, whatever you have found yourself. So the third one is basically your own,
Yeah.
because ultimate aim is what? You have to forget those thoughts.
Yes.
How you can do it is up to you, right?
It's an open space.
It's
Now
an
you
open
feel
space.
whatever.
So it
Yeah.
is nothing like, you need to do this only.
Okay.
Nothing like that.
Okay.
In my case, let's say as an example, instead of the breath, I can contemplate on the Pena Pindupama Sutta.
Okay.
That is also okay. I am taking 5 aggregates. So that doesn't mean that everybody should be doing that.
Hmm.
Okay. And the most easiest and most effective is the breath.
Yeah. Like Pinda is working for you. For me, what is working is um, the existence of the thought itself is dukkha because the peaceful state is gone.
Right. So if you take that also, it will work. The only drawback here is if you take the thought, it will multiply.
Yeah.
So you have to do something of non-multiplication. But if you are able to get that through, then it works.
Yeah.
Good. That's all then we had regarding this Sekkha, how to learn and how to look at these thoughts. Naveen, you have anything? If you have nothing else, then we can end also. It's already an hour. So shall we end? Naveen, Sachin, what do you think? Okay, so I will end then. Namo Buddhaya.